I'm part of the generation that's really unique to the church because my folks came here and were recruited by Knutson to join this new church. So we became charter members, and I was like 2 or 3 years old.
And I was one of the charter members when I was like a junior in high school is when I was there.
So I was 2 years old, and being 2 years old, I was probably the terrible twos.
That was back in the good old days.
My parents and I, we lived not too far from Sumner School.
Okay.
But we were members of St. Olaf. Mm-hmm. And in order to sort of build up a congregation out at Our Savior's, they suggested that anybody that lived out in that part of town might want to consider joining that. And so that's how my parents and I started out, and went to church in the Sterling Theater, and we marched over.
Well, we walked right from the theater up to the lot.
I went through all the major changes and moves from being a child to being at the theater, starting out, and then the building, the one-story building. We had the services in the fellowship hall. That's what the fellowship hall is now. That was the main church. And I think in about, was it the mid-60s, they built the new portion of the church with the new sanctuary. And I was there as a child when they purchased that, installed that new organ.
When you think of all the years that I was at first, it was the first time we marched to church. We went, the first time we had a choir sing, the first time the pipe organ played, I was part of the first.
Stained glass windows. They came from some foreign country, I think.
You could tell where the big families were going to sit. So we had the Holverstons would sit in the same pew. We had the Oswalds would sit in the same pew. The Dwayne Hanson's family would sit there. The Clarks, we knew all those families. Those were the kind of the foundation, the Astrups. And one way you could tell there was a great community of that church was when a church member passed away, all the other church members would come to the funeral,
Back in that day, it was basically family. I mean, it's all, we went to church every Sunday. We'd come, we'd be in choir. The whole group of kids that I grew up with, we were here all the time.
I ushered here from day one until now. Now they don't think I can make it anymore.
It's always been a good facility. I mean, it was something that, when we had church, it was just in the Knutson Hall. That's our church that we had.
Of course, the most important thing to me was I had a great appreciation for Reverend Dinas, but the person that sticks out and is part of my heart and soul is Glennis Knutson. He was marvelous.
Today is God's gift to you, and how you use it is your gift to God. There are opportunities that are open to us now. There are gifts that we can give. There are pictures that we can paint. There are paths that we can hike, songs that we can sing, friends we can embrace, parents we can thank, I'm sorry we can say, kindness we can offer, visits that we can make. These are opportunities that are open to us now. They will not be open to us forever. We live in a broken world, so we had better get on with the important stuff in life.